Welcome welcome all to the Snail Trail 4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a little bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how great cross members are in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and germs. My name is Tyler, and joining me for this fantastic episode of Snail Trail 4x4, once again, is Mr. Jet himself. JJ, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm surviving.
You're surviving?
Yes.
Were you like not surviving there for a little bit, or you're just still surviving?
No, the rest of my family isn't surviving though.
Oh, they're down and out again?
Yeah, well, this was my weekend. I don't know if we want to jump into it already. So the mini assistant, like I talked last week, was sick, and now the assistant was sick this weekend.
Ah, okay.
And so last weekend we were supposed to go out to Fort Bragg and spend time with my family. This last weekend we were supposed to go out with some of my friends and hang out and go to a party and relax. And so we had to cancel that. And now this upcoming weekend, in a few days here, we're supposed to go out with the assistant's family. So I'm considering pretending to be sick. Just because like anything, whenever my family or friends thing came about, they were sick and they had to, I had to miss out on that. Yeah. So now I'm considering pretending to be sick so that we miss out on her family thing. So she knows how it feels.
There you go.
Yeah.
Good. Got to keep them in their place.
Right. I wear the pants.
Says the guy wearing shorts and flip-flops.
Yep. Yeah. I almost never wear pants.
Yeah. I don't like pants. Okay, cool. This is Thursday episode. And
that's what I did. We can stop now.
That's it. We're done. All right, cool.
Let's go to CST.
All right. Yeah. We gotta make this recording quick. We got a fun, tool, event going on right down the street from us here. So with California Service Tools, we talked a little bit about it on Monday's episode with Corey, Gear Wrench Corey. So after we're done recording, we're going to go out there and get some tacos and see some people and see what kind of tool deals we can get ourselves into here. But before we head over there, we have an episode to record.
Oh, okay.
So we got to be adults and do work.
We got to put the pants on and do work.
Yeah.
Before we can go play.
It's okay, though, because we're giving away... Yeah, not fun. But you know what is fun? Giving away real Batwing awnings.
Yes.
So... we found out that apparently somebody has the trademark on Batwing.
Yeah, we did.
Awnings when it comes to awnings. So.
I don't know how Charles Locke knows everything.
I don't either.
But he seems to be that, or he's the only person that actually keeps up with our podcasts, and so he can answer the questions
I think
sooner.
That's more likely. Yeah.
But yeah, he did come back to us and say that there's 2 or 3 companies that have
really?
The trademark of Batwing, or said that they're awning as a Batwing. But so
this is the Ironman 4x4 Delta Wing awning that we have had sitting here in the studios, and we've been gawking over it since, God, it's been a while now. It's been sitting in here, but
in a few months.
It's been a few months, yeah. But we're doing it as a giveaway for the month of May. And since we're now in June and we have all of the patron payments, Jimmy and I went through and did the fun spreadsheet hell for an hour to figure out what was the real list from combining all the data. And we got a list of 98 entries for the month of May's giveaway for the Delta Wing awning. And who was our winner, Jimmy?
Our winner was the one and only American stripper.
Yes, it was
Reed
Bendix. So Reed, congratulations. This will go well with your overlanding setups because he's totally into overlanding right now.
I don't think he has anything overland wise.
Shh, we can make fun of him anyways.
Well, I'm considering purchasing it off of him. We'll see.
Yeah. So
I don't think I have any use for it though either.
You could put it up on Bobcat on the bed rack on Bobcat, and then you just kind of have to like kneel down or crouch under it. Yeah.
It'd be perfect for you throw the Batwing out and then you could set your chair under it.
Yeah, you can set your chair under it.
You just couldn't stand up.
And then the tent would be open on top of it. So.
Yeah. Good work.
Yeah. So anyways, congratulations, Reed, for winning the Delta Wing Ironman 4x4 270 degree right hand. What was that? Charles. So Charles is also our Australian translator, apparently. Yeah. He came back and told us what all of the things were that we were trying to figure out last time. The 2M stands for 2 meters.
Right.
So that's how far it sticks out.
So what is that
awning?
Like? Is it?
It's like 6.5 feet.
Oh, is it? I thought it was like 8 inches or something.
Charles, how long is 2 meters in American?
Yeah. Speak English, Charles.
And then, the RHS was a right hand suspended.
Okay.
So anyways, congratulations, Reed, for winning a really kick-ass awning. This weekend is kind of the official start of the summer season for me. And we have a lot of shit going on this summer with MORRFlate and me just kind of going around and doing a bunch of wheeling plans. I think I have every single weekend booked right now.
Yeah, I pretty much do.
Through July and 3 weekends in August already. So I'm now starting to fill in weekdays, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Okay.
So, we got a lot going on, so we'll get a lot of content for you guys and show you guys how the awning works on the camping trailer if you guys are looking into getting one yourself. So, this month is Tool Month.
This month is Tool Month.
June. So we have a contest going on right now.
Right now
over on Instagram. And it's essentially, we have 5 sets of the bolt biter screw extractors from Gear Wrench that we are giving away.
That we do.
And so what you got to do is you got to tag and follow Gear Wrench Tools and Snail Trail 4x4.
Correct.
And you got to make a new post, and it can be a picture, it can be a reel, it can be an IGTV. It just has to be a post on your feed on Instagram of showing something that you would use screw extractors on. And all you got to do is tag and follow those 2 entities and put the hashtag in the post of GW Extractor. So
that's it.
That's
and
it.
And then that enters you, and then Gear Wrench, Corey, Tyler, and I will go through and randomly choose some or figure out a strategic way to choose one of them.
Yep. You know who I'm not choosing right now?
Rodney.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, cool. I'm glad we're on the same page.
But unfortunately, right now, there are only 5 entries.
Well, there may have to only be 4 then.
You don't have one of those yet, do you?
I don't. No.
Well, okay, so Rodney's out.
Wait, if I don't have one, can I enter?
Sure.
Okay, cool.
At this point in time, since there's only technically 4 entries, since we're not including Rodney's, then you might as well enter, and then that'll be 5, and then you could win the 5th one.
Sweet. Okay, I'm entering, and I'm going to put a picture of a Jeep on there.
You go. Perfect.
So, because that's what I would be using the screw extractors on to fix broken Jeeps.
Yeah, there are some fun photos already on there of broken parts and things that need to be fixed. But yeah, right now there's only 5 photos up, and it's only a matter of time till this ends on Sunday at midnight. And Tyler and I and Corey will get together on Monday sometime and figure out who wins these extractors. But right now you have a good chance, of winning one.
You have pretty much 100% chance right now.
Yeah, since Rodney doesn't count, if one more person enters, there's 100% chance of winning.
Yep. So cool, guys. Go check that out. Make sure you get entered for that before Sunday night. And then next week, we'll have another contest for you guys. So make sure you're listening to Monday's episode when it comes out in order to make sure you're paying attention for what contest we're doing then. It may or may not be on social media. So
that is true.
Okay, cool. Let's see. Tool Month for the giveaway for Tool Month, the big one. The big giveaway, the big dog.
Yeah, for our Snail Squad members, giveaway members. Yeah,
we have a rolling chest.
A rolling chest.
Yes,
it comes with a crown.
It does, and it comes with the topper on the chest as well. So you get the 26-inch length. It's 5 drawers in each one. The topper opens up, kind of has space inside it, which is really cool. To put all of your EVA foam tray tools that were given away as well. So we're doing...
I think they get all 5.
All 5 of them, yeah.
The winner gets all 5 of the foam trays and the top and bottom section of a 26-inch tool chest.
Yep. And
there's power on that one.
There is power in there.
The top section.
So yeah, it's a super cool one. The stubby wrenches may or may not be in your winnings when you receive them.
No, they won't be.
They won't be. Okay, just giving you guys a heads up.
Yeah.
And you'll have to talk to Jimmy about that.
Yes.
So, yeah, lots of cool stuff going on for Tool Month. Lots of cool stuff from Gear Wrench, stepping up and doing some really neat things for all the listeners out there. So make sure you guys are following Gear Wrench, following everything they do, and supporting them as well. So any opportunity when you're looking to buy new tools, they literally have everything.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
I haven't found something yet that they don't have that I could use.
There's been stuff that I thought they didn't have, and then I went out and bought it, and then I turned around and Corey's like, we have that. And I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
So
there is one thing I can think of
that they don't have.
And Corey has said that there's no reason for us to buy that because you can go to Harbor Freight and get it for cheaper than they could provide it to you.
Oh, gotcha. That's not what I was thinking of.
Oh,
I was thinking of the pass through to 3/8 drive adapter that fits in their extensions.
but you found one.
I did find one. It's in their tap and die set, but they don't apparently make it. The one that they make for the pass through extensions doesn't fit the pass through extensions.
Right.
So
yeah.
Anyway, it's been a fun inside joke.
It doesn't fit the
Jimmy
extensions. It doesn't. It fits the regular handles. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Mine is just a very basic tool cart. Right. Like all I want is I don't want any drawers, any cabinets. I just want a tray on top and a tray on, like a 2-shelf tray, cart.
Yeah.
And they don't make it because they're like, well, yeah, we don't. It's too simple for us.
Yeah.
It's not worth
not
it. What we would, for them to make it be worth too much, and everybody goes to Harbor Freight and buys their like $59 one.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
We're not even entering that market.
Yeah.
They have a cart, which is great, and I think both of us have one. Do you have one?
I don't have one.
Oh, I have one. It's like two. I think it's 3. It's 3 drawers, 2 level high. So the top drawer is split in half. So it's 2 drawers on top, 1 big drawer on the bottom. And then it has a lid that has a compartment on the top, and then it's got a tray down below, and it's fantastic. It's just I just want something simple to like roll around next to a car and just throw stuff in.
Yeah.
And this isn't that. But anyways, I'll go to Harbor Freight, I guess. Sorry, Corey.
I guess.
Maybe there'll be something at CT or CST when we go out there.
Ooh, I'll have to talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, cool, man. That's Tool Month. We already have the giveaway lined up for next month in July.
Yes,
we'll announce that.
It's right there.
Right there.
In that brown box.
We'll announce that towards the end of June here. Let you guys know what that is.
I think we also have the next month already lined up.
For August? Nice.
Yep.
That's exciting. Look at us being all ahead of the curve.
I know. And I think we're sitting in a decent spot for the gift boxes right now too.
Oh, nice. I'm excited for that.
We're moving forward with that too.
Yeah, the gift box theme coming up is going to be another, I think, fun one. I've really been a big fan since we were like, hey, let's do themes on these.
Yeah. My concern is we're going to run out of theme ideas.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to be like, we'll just throw all this crap in there.
Right. Yeah. So there is a new T-shirt up on the Snail Trail 4x4 website as well.
There is.
That's been getting a lot of laughs.
Yes, it has.
And
some hate.
And some hate from, pretty much Rodney, but
Jeep owners.
Jeep owners in general. I don't know. I've been getting quite a few Jeep owners laughing about it.
Oh, really?
To me,
okay.
Yeah. I haven't gotten too. I think Rodney's the only one that's getting a little intimidated. I don't know what the right word is. I think he's a little self-conscious about his Jeep ownership. So, and that's why he's acting out the way he is.
But he's owned Toyotas.
He has. So, I mean, he should understand the superiority
I
there.
still think he's a closet Toyota guy.
No, he totally is. Everybody is.
He just likes lattes, so he felt like he had to have the Jeep.
He has to identify and go with the Jeep crowd.
Yeah,
so that
see, the thing is, if you own the Jeep,
Starbucks.
you have to go, you end up at Starbucks. But you get the Toyota, then you get to go to Dutch Bros.
Yeah, that is true.
And you can get lavender soft tops.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I'm drinking my slightly milked down black coffee.
I'm going to put some anorak in your coffee for you. We need some Anorak.
I don't know what that is.
The whiskey I got from Hinter House.
Oh,
I'll have to bring those over, and you'll have to try them out. I'll have to do a tasting here on that.
Once again, I was like, that's that dude in Ready Player One.
Why are you putting a person in my coffee?
Anorak's Almanac or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, so let's see. I think that does it. We haven't had anybody find any of the trail treasure hunt tokens that we left in Moab yet.
From last year, too.
So there's...
Which the one on King Creek might not be there.
Yeah, it might not.
It might have been floated away. I don't know how high that creek got.
But all the other ones should be there still.
Yeah.
So if you guys are making trips over to Moab, then definitely look up the treasure hunt tokens in Moab before you go.
Did I ever send you the chords for that one that I recorded?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't remember if I recorded them. Yeah, let's double check that. You can actually check it by looking at the iRate 4x4 post.
I can.
So
good deal.
Over on the Snail Squad forum. So,
well, do we want to go into birthdays?
Yeah, birthdays.
All right.
So we got birthdays for June and FNGs from May.
Yes, that sounds right.
Okay, cool. We're figuring this out here. All right, so let's see. Let's start with the 1 year, shall we?
We're starting with birthdays?
Yeah,
okay.
Birthdays, 1 year. So we got Uno.
Okay.
Uno, Mr.
1 year.
1 year. 1 year birthday. They survived the transition.
Okay.
It's Mr. James Van Andel.
Awesome. Thanks, James.
Thank you, James. 2 year birthdays.
Oh, we got some 2 years?
Some 2 years.
Okay.
We've got Mr. Matthew Williams Dresselhouse.
Thanks, Matthew Williams Dresselhouse.
Mr. Ford himself. Mr. William Eck.
William Eck, thank you. Is that Frank?
I think so. That'd be
Frank
my guess.
Eck, Florida Frank.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Alex Ramirez.
Ooh, Alex, thank you.
Yeah. And
do we have a 3 year?
We have a bunch of 3 years.
Sweet.
Yeah, buddy. So 3 years of supporting the podcast. Thank you guys. That's a pretty huge. It's pretty cool.
That's massive, but not as massive as 5 years would be.
That's true.
But that is awesome.
Can you just pay up to 5 years and then that way you can get the 5 year title before everybody else? Let's see. So we got Michael Klein.
Ah, Mike Klein. Which one is that? That one on the East Coast?
I think that's East Coast Mike Klein.
Okay. Yeah, we met just for Mike's reference, we met a Mike Klein that's local, and it really confused us.
Not only local, but he's in my off-roading club.
Yeah,
so
and he has a Toyota.
I'm like, wait a minute, what?
We're so confused.
I think you guys have doppelgangers, West Coast and East Coast Mike Kleins. Then we got Jeremy Borja.
See you soon, buddy.
We have Mr. Sherpa Drinks.
Who's that?
I don't know, some weirdo.
Okay.
Who still hasn't told us whether or not they got a bunch of candy.
He said they got the gift box. I probed him on it.
Both gift boxes, or have we not even sent the other one yet?
I didn't think. Well, see, that's why
the real one.
So we sent a fake one, but I don't remember if we sent a real one because I think that was down the list. So my guess is that we sent him a real one also. Okay,
so they got both the gift boxes then.
Yeah,
Marlene got her gift box.
Marlene got her big gift box of candy.
Yeah.
And Sherpa got his one of all the welding stuff.
Cool. Okay. Jesse Farmer, next one.
Oh, nice. Jesse, what up?
Hey, Brandy Dunkel.
Brandy, thank you.
Miss Cal 4 Lady of the Year.
Yeah, that's so awesome of her.
Mike Riley.
Mike, thank you.
Jay Sahavi.
Jay.
Shy.
Thank you. Shy? Yes, Shy, thank you. Good seeing you at Cruise Moab.
Yeah, man, that was fun.
Sorry I didn't talk to you more when we were down at King of the Hammers.
Right. And then Tom Saldivar.
He was hanging out with that other podcast, though.
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame us for ignoring him if
I know
he's has other priorities.
Speaking of that other podcast, and forget whoever was last. I don't remember the name. I got a shirt from them.
Oh, you did?
I got a Trail Chasers support team shirt. From the Trail Chasers.
Okay, gotcha.
And some stickers.
Okay.
So yeah, thanks for sending that out, guys. That's awesome.
Cool.
You didn't get anything.
I didn't get anything. No.
Even though we're the same size, I'll probably just give it to you.
Yeah, I sent some shirts out to different podcasts.
I heard the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey ones.
Oh, you did?
They talked about it on the episode that was released on Tuesday.
On last Tuesday?
No, today, Tuesday.
Oh, okay. I haven't listened to that one.
But we're talking to future.
Gotcha.
Back with
Okay.
NASA. Yeah.
I was like,
their most recent episode.
That's funny. Yeah, I sent one to them, or sent a couple to them, and then I sent one to Total Offroad as well.
Yeah,
over to Steve. So.
I saw that one come through a text.
Yeah,
so that was funny.
Did the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey guys mention anything about their shipping label and who it was addressed to?
Yeah, Toyotas and Titties or something.
Yeah, Chris Toyotas and Titties.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, no, they didn't mention it at all.
None at all. None. Okay. I was wondering because I got a missed call from Jason.
Oh,
but it was like within about an hour, maybe 2 hours of when our Monday episode launched. And so I don't know if he was calling to complain about getting voicemails or
I don't know.
If he was calling about something else. So he didn't leave a voicemail. So I was like, well, I don't know what you're calling about then, man.
Yeah. Not sure. Anyways, there was another name we kind of skipped over.
Tom Saldivar.
Tom Saldivar. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So that is our 3-year birthdays.
3 years.
They are
awesome.
all still going strong.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys.
So cool.
Now we do have some FNGs.
We do have a lot of FNGs.
And all you FNGs do have the chance to get to 3 years.
They do, absolutely.
Which means we would be doing this for 6 years at that point.
Jeez Christ.
And at that point, we'll have 600 and something episodes.
Yeah. Yeah, about 100 episodes a year is what it would be. Mm-hmm. So, Jesus.
Well, my math was we've been doing it for 3 years and we had 300. So
yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at too. 100 a year.
So in 3 more years, we should have 300-ish.
Okay. You're simplifying it.
Yeah.
I was not, which I tend to do.
Yes.
All right. So FNGs.
All right. I'm not going to say hi to everybody. Just run down the list. Thank you guys for the support, and we're excited to have you on board.
Yep. We have Arthur Soros. I'm going to go with Soros.
You ruined it.
Jacob Gordino, Bradley Best, Ryan Hughes, Jack Smith, Colton Lloyd, Alexander Sagisi, Ash Santilli, David Pollack, who I think was on before when we were on Patreon, and he had a month lapse there between Patreon and iRate. And so his birthday gets to start over now. Frank Gillespie, I think another one that had a month lapse there. Gene Hill, Derek Lemberger, Reginald Miller, Reggie Miller, Josh Steinhilber, Elizabeth Sandstrom. Elizabeth, if you're listening, I sent you an email, but get in contact with us. We need to talk to you about something. So email us back. And MORRFlate Sean.
MF Sean.
MF and Sean.
What up?
That's all of the FNGs.
Yeah, and I think we should just put it out there. If you were on Patreon and now you're an FNG for last month and this month, let us know because we can maybe figure some stuff out. Because there might have been not a drop, but we didn't connect the dots properly.
With names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we've been finding there's a lot of people who have different names on Patreon and PayPal.
Yes,
so that's getting a little confusing.
Yes, absolutely. Or you used a funky name on Patreon and you're using your real name on iRate, and it doesn't, things aren't matching. So,
or we are using like your mom's or your dad's names on PayPal.
Yeah, you're using somebody else's PayPal.
Yeah.
So it's a little confusing how everybody's signing up one way or the other, the old way or new way. But so if we missed something, let us know.
Yep. Cool. So that's all the birthdays and the FNGs.
Sweet. Thank you, everybody, for all your guys' support.
Yep. I agree with that statement. Hi, I'm Tyler, and I approve that message.
Hold on, I got something for that.
You have something for that one? That's funny. All right, so housekeeping done.
Is it?
I think so. We just still need to get a knife to Borja.
Yeah.
And a welder to Matt.
And a gift box to Jacob Gleghorn.
Gift box to Jacob Gleghorn. So, Borja, Matt Gardner, and Jacob Gleghorn, get in contact with us. We need to get you your stuff.
Yeah.
We're coming up on 400 reviews.
Yes.
We're not going to read any reviews today, but I just want to keep everybody a reminder, if you were kind of holding off and trying to be like, I want to be review 400, start paying attention. It's coming up very soon here. So if you wanted to get in into the drawing for a swag pack, make sure you do that before we reach 400 reviews. I'm not sure how much we're at right now. I don't have that screen up, but I know it's coming up quick. So
yes, definitely.
And then at 500, we're giving away a winch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping 400 to 500 goes fairly quickly. I think it will. So hopefully we'll be able to give away a winch sooner than later.
Yeah, that's awesome. I was listening to the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey podcast, right? And they were saying that we were bribing people.
Absolutely. I have no shame in that.
All I'm saying is that we're giving away a winch, and if you leave a review, you get entered for it.
Yeah.
They say, if you leave a 5-star review, we'll send you a sticker.
Oh, yeah. That's bribing people.
Yeah. We're incentivizing. We're not bribing for 5-star reviews.
Right. Yeah.
So that's all I'm going to say about that. Speaking of some of that, though, did we get a voice message?
I don't think so. Did we?
I think we did.
Do you think we did? We do have a voicemail. Okay. I didn't even realize that we had one. That one came through. It came through sneaky. All sneaky like.
Well, my guess is just like the people that sent it.
They're sneaky?
Sneaky.
Okay. It is unknown number. And there's a lot of words that are starred out on the
So if there's any young kids listening, you might want to earmuffs going on, I guess.
Earmuffs or just skip ahead 30 seconds here. Or a minute. You're going to need to skip twice. It's a minute and 8 seconds long. Ready?
I am.
Here we go.
Hey, buddy, 10-4. This is Six-String Trucker here. I'm slamming gears, grinding beers, and chasing two-legged deers.
I happen to be Buford T. Justice, a distinguished officer of over 30 years seniority.
Oh, shit. How the hell did you get on this line? You know, I'm here for the money, for the glory, and for the fun, and mostly for the money.
I apologize to all the friendly folks out there who are listening out to this. Hear this, you thick turd. I'm going to get you.
Oh, shit. Now, we got Buford T. Justice on the line here. I don't know what to do, but I'll tell you, Shirley, I was chasing them two-legged deers, and Shirley told me about that I won something on your podcast, and I ain't got no time. I've got Buford T. Justice on my ass, and I need to keep rolling, grinding gears and slamming beers here, chasing them two-legged deers.
I'm going to barbecue your ass in molasses.
Well, shit. See, boys, I gotta go. All right, Snail Trail boys, one more thing. Toyotas suck.
Boom.
All right, how about that? There we go.
Did they forget to hang up?
They forgot to hang up, yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's funny.
I would just like to point out that, what was his name? Six-String Trucker?
Yeah.
Who we've still not heard from. Six-String Trucker.
I think we just did.
Maybe? You think so?
Yeah, maybe.
He got off the line really, really quick once the excitement of barbecuing asses in molasses came up.
That's
so
true.
I would just like to put that out there.
Especially from Beaver T. Justice.
Beaver T. Justice. That was good.
Something may be going on there.
I think there might be something going on in the background of after the hang up.
The after hours.
The after hours.
Well, thanks, Six-String Trucker, for calling in, and hopefully everything worked out right with your evening with Beaver T. Justice.
Yep, I agree. Let us know how we're supposed to get this swag pack to you. You kind of forgot that info.
Yeah.
So cool. Thanks for calling in, guys. If anybody else wanted to call in and let us know about your nightly plans, you can definitely do that at 916-345-4744. That number again, 916-345-4744. And if you have any like collector calls that need to be made, you can also do that at 408-800-5169. Just reminding everybody out there.
And if you don't know what that is about, go listen to episode 302.
302? Was it 302? I think it was like 304. It was 304.
Oh, 304.
Yeah. So yeah, go back and listen to 304. Cool. Any other housekeeping stuff that you can think of that I forgot?
Nope. I think that's all. I think we can jump into the weekend where I didn't do shit again.
Nice. Cool.
Dr. Mom.
Dr.
Or
Mom over there.
Dad or whatever it is. That was the dad.
Mama JJ.
Yeah, sick mom, Dr. Dad.
Perfect. So I guess if you do not have anything to talk about, really, just being sick and dealing with all that.
That was about it. I jumped on another podcast. I was on another podcast, and that podcast came out. I was, how do you say this? I was interviewed. You were interviewed. I was interviewed.
You were the interviewee.
I was the interviewee on a podcast. Hard Parking podcast. It came out a week ago, probably a week ago today.
Okay.
I think is when it came out.
What is Hard Parking podcast about?
Yeah. So it was really fun. So the guy, Jay, they do a lot of car talk.
Okay.
And I'm not quite sure the car he has. He kind of alluded to it.
Is there a specific type of car talk? Like, are they doing drag cars, old cars,
kind of modern day,
supercars?
lower vehicle kind of fancy, like making your car fancier kind of thing. And I think he has like an Infinity.
Hold on, time out. In order to qualify your car as fancy, do you have to wash it?
I don't know.
Because
you have to ask Jay.
If so, then I don't qualify at all for any of my cars.
No, well, I don't even own a car. So only one of my vehicles is 2-wheel drive, and that's Clifford.
Yeah, your biggest truck.
Biggest truck out there.
All right, continue on.
Anyway, he has some Infinity, sort of an SUV style vehicle, and they went off-roading.
Oh.
Okay. And we met on Clubhouse. Like, I was in a Clubhouse podcasting room, like one of those become a better podcaster room. And he was in there, and we were both car talk people. So we kind of befriended each other that way. He's down and he's in Arizona. Anyway, so him and his friends went off roading in these I'm only picturing lowered cars.
Yeah.
And so he's like, I have a ton of questions. I need to get you on the podcast. I want to talk about off-roading.
Okay.
And so it was kind of fun to talk to him about lowering tire pressure. And you can't really lower tire pressure if you have a rubber band tire.
Yeah.
Because now you're just driving on your rim.
Yep.
And so he said, yeah, I have 21s or 22s. And I'm considering going to a lower rim. What do you think? And I said, well, you can stay at the same tire size, go to a lower rim. Then you can lower your tire pressure.
Yep.
And because
so
you'll
much
have
better performance.
More rubber between your wheel, and it'll act as another level of suspension. And he says, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. And I was like, I'd aim at 17-inch wheels because there's a lot of tires that are available for that size, And anyway, so he had a bunch of questions for me and how I got into off-roading and kind of who I am as a person. How did I, get into off-roading? What did I start with? How did I fall into the love with Toyotas? Are we strictly a Toyota podcast?
Yeah.
And a bunch of questions along those lines. And so if you want to learn more kind of about me and some basic beginner off-roading advice, I would highly suggest go check out that podcast.
Nice.
I don't know what number it was, but it's in my Instagram feed. I posted up there. Yep. Hard Parking podcast is probably the most recent one, or the second to most recent one. So you can check that out.
It stands out really easy as you're scrolling through your feed because it's one, it's essentially their podcast logo, right? So it's a big white square tile in the middle of your
Absolutely.
feed. Yeah.
It's very different in my feed. It's out of the ordinary, but it was a lot of fun. I mean, I haven't really been, usually you and I are just bullshitting.
Yeah.
I haven't ever been on, continuously being asked questions, about in a podcast before. So it's fun to get interviewed every once in a while. And, and I did get put on the spot. He asked me, what is a vehicle that I see off-road that you don't normally see off-roading and it's doing really well? And I proposed I said, the question stumped me. I didn't, I got confused, I was like, I don't know. Cause normally what I see off-road is usually common things that are off-roading because everybody knows they do really well. Somebody's not trying to find a vehicle that's not commonly off-road to take it off-road.
Yeah.
I think I said the Jeep Liberty is, people have been, and I was thinking of Max, and I talked about the Samurai, but later after the fact, I was thinking the Porsche Cayenne.
That's a decent one.
Is one that does really good off-road that I don't know, people don't normally see off-road.
Yeah.
So that's the one. And I almost recorded a snippet and was going to send it to him. And I was like, nah, let it be raw. Let it be the way that it is. So
That's the great thing about podcasts is keeping podcasts in that raw form, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so that's my answer now is the Cayenne.
The Cayenne. Nice. So you posed that question to me and I was immediately like, oh, the Touareg.
Yeah.
The Volkswagen Touareg. They're essentially a triple locked. You can find them in a triple locked version.
Right. And diesel, I believe.
And diesel, yeah. And then the next one that came to mind was a G-Wagon.
Yeah, and that's a great answer too.
Yeah.
And I think you even said
I think a Power Wagon
was the next thing, and that's a good one too. I said the Ranger and the Raptors are becoming more of an off-roading side.
Yeah.
I also said the Ranger and the ZR2s you're starting to see them out there more.
Yeah.
And I talked a little bit about the ZR2 because I believe you can get it also front and rear locked from factory.
You can. Yep. The ZR2s have a front locker option in the factory. They're just all still IFS in the front.
Yeah.
So
that was fun. That was a lot of fun
little
to be
discussion, fun talk.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't really know of too much else that I did. I did very minimal work. I got all the parts in for the suspension, and I've gotten all the parts in now for the T cases. I just need to do the work and put them together. I talked about the sleeves and the bushings being the wrong size and trying to go to, I started looking at what is a White Line.
Yeah, White Line Racing product.
White Line Racing products to see if they had them. And then you know what I said to myself? I'm like, I should call Rough Stuff.
Oh.
And I called Rough Stuff, and you know what? They have it. So I ordered some from Rough Stuff, picked it up that day.
Nice.
So I have those. It looks like theirs are like they have the right size tube and they just cut it off, so it's so much sharper around the edge. So I'm just gonna clean that up a little.
Nice.
That's about it. I did some cleanup in the shop. Did some MORRFlate work. Did some graphic work. I got my 1 year anniversary coming up, and our wedding photographer was shit. She was so bad.
I thought she was great. Hold on. How can we make this a positive 5-star review for her?
Oh. If you want to hire somebody that shows up 2 hours late.
No. It's if you want to have a very lackadaisical day on your wedding where you don't have any strict time deadlines, then she's a great photographer.
Absolutely. And if you want to look very white and overexposed in your photos, she's a fantastic photographer.
Nice. So you guys are albino in your photos?
Oh yeah. And if you want to stare into the sun because somebody doesn't realize how the sun and shadows work,
she's a great photographer.
So, but anyway, we used, and I'm not downing the company. We used this company called Capturely, and our wedding was super fast. Like it had I think we
didn't have time to really plan it and find a good solution.
From being engaged to getting married, I think it was like a month and a half.
If that, somewhere.
It was super quick. So to go like, hey, and then be in wedding season because we got married on June 26th. It'd be like, hey, we're going to be in Yosemite on June 26th. Are you available? Like everybody's going to be like, no. Like you need to plan me out 6 months or whatever.
Yeah.
So, but we used this, and we weren't planning to even have a wedding photographer or anything. But the assistant found this website that you sign up and you pay a flat fee and they find you a photographer, and we signed up for a videographer as well. And they provide pretty much everything for them and for you. And then they do the editing and post-processing and everything. And they provide you all the RAWs. Yeah. So, the photographer that they provided us was horrible. Yeah. The videographer was top notch. That guy was awesome.
Nice.
And it was his first time ever to Yosemite.
That's
right?
cool.
And he's from the Bay Area, and he's like, I've never been here. This place is gorgeous. I'm like, you've never been to Yosemite? Like, this is one of the probably top 5 most beautiful places I've ever been in the world, Yep. So he was all into like the nature side of things, which is one of the reasons we chose Yosemite. The photographer girl was like, yeah, I was going to get that big rock in the background. I'm like, what? Half Dome?
Half Dome?
You don't know Half Dome? Like, what?
El Cap?
Like, so a lot of the photos don't have the key features of Yosemite in the back of the photo. Plus, we're overexposed and all this other stuff. So lately, I've been going through pretty much kind of frame by frame through the videos.
Oh.
Because they provided us the RAWs and cutting out the stills out of the videos
Nice.
to use as wedding photos because we don't have really any wedding photos yet.
Bummer.
And that's the 1 year anniversary that the assistant asked me was she wanted wedding photos.
Okay.
Because the traditional 1 year anniversary is paper. And I was...
What do you get paper?
Yeah, you provide... I don't know what... So I'm gonna... Yeah, you provide them paper. There's traditional and modern anniversary gifts.
What? Okay, I'm so confused right now. Explain this to me.
There's every year of being married has a traditional gift that you're supposed to provide people.
According to who?
According to tradition.
Oh, and the first gift is paper?
And year one is paper.
What? Why is...
For traditional. I don't know what it is. And then there's a modern day one.
Okay, what's the modern day one?
I don't know what it is for 1 year. I didn't look.
A flash drive?
Yeah, maybe. That would be funny. So anyway, I'm going to provide her with paper, but I'm going to have it's going to be a photo paper stuff.
Okay.
I'm going to make photos, which is a paper in a way. So I'm
still stuck that you're supposed to give paper as a gift. I'm like, what?
Well, back in the day, I think it was sort of a rarity to get paper.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't understand traditional stuff. Like for me, and just anything traditional. If you say, oh yeah, you do this because of tradition, I'm just like, it goes over. I don't understand it. It does not compute in my head.
A lot of those I don't get. Like why does somebody need something new and something blue or whatever on a wedding? Whatever,
I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm for the fun of it, I'm going to try to follow every wedding anniversary. I'm going to try to follow the traditional side, but put my own spin on it. Like photos. Like I'm not going to just give her a ream of paper. You know, like
see, that's what
I'll take that paper and turn it into something. You know, or I'll like make, if I was paper and I wasn't doing photos, maybe I would do something like I'm giving them like a scrolled out piece of paper that has something important written on it. You know? Or something. I don't know.
Okay.
That's for me. I'm going to try to do that. And I think it'd be fun. The fun little challenge for wedding anniversaries to, instead of be like, well, what do you want this year?
Yeah.
Oh, you want some wine glasses? Okay. I think I want to make more of a challenge out of it.
Okay.
Who knows at year 3 if I'm even going to be into it or not. Yeah. Like, I'm over it.
Maybe that's the whole point of doing traditional gifts so that you don't have to fight and argue over what you should be getting as an anniversary gift. I don't know.
But then, I mean, if you don't like the tradition, you could always go to the modern version one and see what it is.
Okay.
Or you could just be like, hey, it's 1 year. Here's another gift certificate to Massage MV, and you can go get yourself a massage again.
That works.
Or whatever it is. So yeah,
here's a gift certificate to Chippendales. Go have fun.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm not coming. Every time I go, they make me dance.
I know, right? I get a lot of free drinks there. It's nice.
But yeah, so that's what when this weekend I've been sitting in front of the computer a lot because I had some downtime because I was taking care of the assistant, and so I'd go back to my office and go watch the wedding videos and pull video clips out. So now I'm to the point where I pulled all the clips out. We've ran through the photos that I've selected. We've selected like 10, and now I'm photo editing them, cleaning them up and making them look better.
Okay.
So
nice.
That, and I ran a 10K, sort of ran a 10K this weekend.
How did that go?
Shitty. Really, really bad.
Really badly?
Yeah, really, really, really bad. So my buddy Jimbo and I were talking about possibly trying to do the CIM this year. But neither one of us have time to even work out, or we're not creating the time to work out.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to push ourselves to, so we signed up for a race, and we signed up for a 10K, not the 5K, because we wanted to try and like, hey, I'm going to have to run a 10K soon. I need to actually go out and work out. And that didn't even happen, but I have been going out and doing a little bit of running, but yeah, it was bad. So, and the first time I went out and tried to run, man, I could barely make it like half a mile. It was like, I would run at like half a mile and then walk for a while and then run another section. I'm now up to, I can run a mile, but, so this is a 10K, which is 6.2,
6.5,
6.3, somewhere in there. And I had it in my mind. My mind was like, I want to make a 5K distance.
Okay.
And then if I can continue, I'd be happy.
Yeah.
I didn't even make it 5K.
Oh, geez.
No. So I made it 2 to 2.25 miles in, and my knees started hurting. And they were like, not like, oh, there's a little pain there. Like, it was bad. Like, I would work through a little bit of pain, but it was sharp pain I wasn't happy. So I stopped and I walked, unfortunately. I had the cardio I felt to make it farther, but I didn't my body wasn't ready to run that far.
Okay.
I later talked to a buddy of mine who runs marathons, like, and his wife has made it the last few times for the Olympic trials marathon running. And I was like, I don't get it. Like, I had the cardio, my body just couldn't do it. He's like, yeah, well, how much did you run before, this race? And I was like, I don't know. I ran a few times. He's like, well, how far? I'm like, I could run like a mile. He's like, so you expected to be able to run 6 miles? You expect to be able to run 6 times the distance that you would train in your body? I was like, well, when you say it like that, Coda. Right. So it makes sense that I could run a mile. So I was able to double the distance, and that was actually good for me. But then my body wasn't used to the pounding and repetitious movements of that. So I ran 2 miles, and then I started walking. I'd run a half mile, walk a half mile, and I did that for a series. And then near like the last mile, like I couldn't even do that. It hurt to like even run that half mile. So I literally walked to the last mile. And then when I got to the finish line and they're like yelling at you across the intercom, I was like, okay, I'll run to the finish line. But I mean, I did it. I did the distance, but I didn't do as well as I had hoped, but it was fun it was nice to be out, nice to be a part of. I did a Escape from Alcatraz triathlon in 2016. And I was wearing that shirt in the race. And I had some guy come up to me. He's like, oh, I did that race. I did that same one. I have that same shirt, you know? And I was like, oh, cool. Yeah, it was a fun time, And he's like, how'd you do? And I was like, well, I finished right about in the middle of the pack. I'm not a runner. And, this is my first race pretty much since that race. Like, I haven't worked out at all. I mean, it's like, oh man. He's like, yeah, I'm not a swimmer. I'm like, oh, there was 800 people in that race, and I finished in the top 100 in the swim section. Yeah. And then I finished like 600th in the run section. And he was like, oh, we should team up. I'm good at the running. I suck at
tag
swimming.
Team him. Yeah.
So, but it was nice to be back. It was nice to do something. And I think I might sign up for something else, because it does give you a little bit of motivation to just try to do more exercise and get a little bit better one way or another. Gotcha.
Well, cool. It sounds like you had almost a fun weekend.
Yeah, for the most part. It was sort of a bummer, but it is what it is. I mean, you can't predict somebody getting sick, so you just gotta go with it. So hopefully I don't get sick this upcoming weekend. We're supposed to go camping with her family up in Shasta. And so, which isn't very high. I heard it's like only 40% filled, Lake Shasta.
The lake, yeah.
So we'll see. But so far I've survived 2, epidemics in my house. So I think I'll be all right.
Nice. Well, I finished up Kermit, sort of. He's actually here at the studio today. I finished up and painted the rear cross member that I did the weekend before. So that turned out great. I'm really happy with the rear cross member now and giving more support there. I found out, so I don't know if we talked about this, but my frame, the twist in the frame, it was only like a 3-degree twist. It wasn't really that bad. The main issue that was causing my shackles to be all cantywampus was that the inner sleeves on the bushings of the Pro Comp leaf springs are wider than the leaf spring. So when the shackles are tightened down, they're not tightening down to the leaf spring to stay square to the frame.
Right.
They're tightening down to that inner sleeve of the shackle, which is not really enough square footage, square inches, to keep the shackles square. And so that's why my shackles couldn't be tightened anymore, but still wobbled all around left and right. Back and forth.
Yeah. I did notice that when dissecting one the other week. So I wonder why that was so predominant on your rig, but not an issue on mine.
I don't know. It's a good question. But so I'm pretty sure I'm either going to trim those up so that the shackles sit up against the leaf spring now, or I'm going to replace all the bushings in the leaf spring.
Go buy 2 sleeves from Rough Stuff.
And go buy 2 sleeves from Rough Stuff and some bushings from White Line Racing Products. So, but anyways, it's all back under Kermit right now. Kermit's up and running. I corrected the pinion angle.
Oh, okay.
And so now everything's driving great. I definitely have a little bit of a rake forward on the suspension now. I'm higher in the back. And that's just fresh leaves.
Yeah, brand new leaves.
And so I'm waiting for those to settle in a little bit. But I have a really bad driveline vibration now.
I was curious about that because you didn't have a driveline vibration before.
So the driveline vibration before...
And you adjusted it to the appropriate spot now.
Yeah. So I did have a little bit of a driveline vibration before in the 65 to 75 mile an hour range, which is cruising on the freeway, right? And it would kind of like come and go. It was really interesting. This now I have a driveline vibration from about 45 to 55 miles an hour.
Hey, welcome to my world.
Yeah. So I just kind of go through it and get up to 60 and 65 on the freeway and go around that way. And I don't really hit 45 to 55 in town. So it actually is driving really, really nice right now.
Minus those 10 mile an hour.
Minus just getting on the freeway. Yeah. The 10 mile an hour while I'm getting on the freeway. He's all set and ready to go for the Rubicon.
Cool. Yeah,
this weekend.
You're going this weekend. You're leading the group of 20-something people.
28 rigs, I think.
That's crazy.
So it'll be fun. I'm going up Thursday night and camping at the Loon Lake Spillway.
Oh, cool.
And apparently there's a bunch of other people coming up and doing the same thing now.
Oh, sweet.
There's some people staying out at Ice House Resort, some people coming and camping up at the Spillway. But our goal is to start everybody on the trail at 6:30 a.m. on Friday. So
that's early.
That's nice and early. Yep.
I was like, I could come up and camp with you guys and hang out. And then it's like, no, I don't want to wake up. I don't want you all waking me up that early.
Yeah.
I'm going to sleep in a nice warm bed.
Yeah. So, should be a fun weekend. I'm excited for it. I love this trip because it's a rough Friday, right?
It is, yeah.
It's a long day Friday getting all the way to the Springs, but on Saturday, it's literally just hanging out at Rubicon Springs all day long, doing whatever you want to do. Mm-hmm. And so that makes the trip so worth it. It's one of my favorite trips to look forward to each year. So we've got that one coming up this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be out at the Springs all weekend. If you guys are out on the trail, stop by the Springs and say hi.
Do you know where you're camping at the Springs?
I will be back in the VIP section behind the caretaker's cabin.
Okay.
Yeah. So our reservations.
Where's everybody else?
At the VIP section and on the slabs.
Oh.
So we have enough rigs where we had to get two spots. So yeah, we'll be back there. The VIP section is pretty cool. Like if you guys are back in the Springs this weekend, come up and say hi. That VIP section has some really neat display of plaques up on a granite rock.
Okay. Yeah.
And there's all the area. Kind of names of some really, I don't want to say important people, but some people who have done some really big things for the trail throughout history.
Predominant.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. So predominant people from the Rubicon Trail history. So come by, check that out. Let's see. That was pretty much Saturday. So I got Kermit back up and running, drove him around. I did not get the anti-wrap bar on. So that'll be a future project here.
Yeah, I'm probably in that same boat once I get mine all together.
Yeah, but he should be all good to go for the Rubicon just fine.
Sweet.
And
are you trailering?
No.
You're not pulling a trailer?
No. I thought about it because I was like, I don't want to get up at like 5 a.m. to pack up camp and get ready to meet everybody at 6 a.m.
Sure.
And I was like, but at the same time, I don't want to leave my camping trailer down in the spillway.
Sure.
So I'm just going to go out there and the weather is supposed to be gorgeous Thursday and then really hot Friday. It's supposed to be like 106 on Friday down here in Sacramento. So it'll be...
Not excited for
5,000, so it'll be 30 degrees cooler. So 86?
Yeah, it's supposed
76,
to be
80?
Supposed to be in the low 80s is what I was seeing.
Up on the trail. So Friday will be neat. Going
Which is
in,
hot for up there.
It is hot for up there, right?
So, yeah.
And there's not a ton of shade as you're going out across all the granite slabs, so it can be a little bit of a bake out for the topless people.
Yep.
So let's see, where was I going with that? The Thursday night should be gorgeous. So I'm thinking about not even setting up the tent Thursday night.
Sleeping out under the stars.
Yeah, just put down
That'd be cool.
my cot and sleeping bag and sleep out under the stars.
Mm-hmm. And then maybe you get a cuddle friend.
Yay! Those are always fun.
Is Chris coming?
Chris is coming.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. I don't think he is.
Oh.
Jason is though.
Yes.
Both of them. Oh, I know what I can do. I can go join. I don't know if Hussman is camping Thursday night though.
Are you gonna sleep in his buggy?
No, I was gonna join him in his tent.
Oh, yeah.
He has a cute little 1-person tent that we can be both cuddle in.
I was like, you can. What about Green? Is Green staying at Ice House?
I don't know where he's staying. I know that he's leaving his rig at Ice House.
Mm-hmm.
So I would imagine he's just going to stay in the Lance camper and then drive the buggy, or I don't know what he's bringing, the buggy or the Jeep. I know he's
bringing the Jeep.
He's bringing the Jeep?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of people there. Samurai James is going to be there in Jeep and Rhonda's Jeep.
Oh, really?
And Rhonda's going to be driving, supposedly.
Cool.
Hopefully they got the rear axle fixed.
After this weekend?
Out at Prairie City a couple weekends ago, James was driving Rhonda's Jeep around and snapped the rear axle.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Well, I heard that they were supposed to be up at Moon Rocks this weekend. Last weekend.
They were at Moon Rocks in Black Betty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that was fun. Were you watching a Wheeling Wine and Whiskey stories?
No, I didn't see any.
He gave the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey login to somebody out at Moon Rocks.
Oh, really?
And so they were shooting a bunch of stories and posting them on the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey story.
Oh, that's cool.
It was fun. So yeah, Rubicon coming up this weekend. I have a shit ton of trips. This weekend is the kickoff of I'm busy for the rest of the summer. And so one of the really neat trips that's coming out of this summer is we posted a video on the MORRFlate Instagram and TikTok recently about glue tread.
Yes.
Sidewall patches.
Yeah.
And there was a shit ton of people on there that didn't understand what was going on.
Right. Everybody's like, why would you do that? That's not dot rated.
That's not dot rated.
Why don't you just fix it? You should take that in and just get a new tire, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why don't you patch it from the inside the way you're supposed to?
Yeah, that was the one.
I think my two top favorite comments were, well, you just destroyed the steering geometry.
What?
And I was like, what? That makes no sense whatsoever.
Maybe you destroyed the rotational balance.
That's kind of what I think they meant. but they said steering geometry, and I was like, okay, whatever. Another one was somebody goes, oh, congratulations, you're going to blow out that wheel bearing within 2 miles now. And I was like, what?
That one's probably also because of the balance.
That's what I think of. I'm like,
but it's not.
Oh my God.
It's not that heavy.
No, it's not. Like, you can totally drive home on it. I wouldn't recommend purposefully driving on the road and using it as a permanent repair. But like, if you need it to get back home, it'll get you back home just fine.
Right. And I think we should preface that this is a get you off the trail solution.
Correct.
So you can, in theory, get to a trailer.
Yes.
Because these aren't DOT approved.
Yes. The idea is
you're not supposed to drive on the road, but
correct.
Can you? Yeah.
Yeah. So, there was so
And if you have the balance beads in your tire, it doesn't matter at all.
You'll be fine. Yeah. And so there was so many people that just didn't understand what was going on and saying, you can't do this. It's not going to hold.
Okay.
And all these other things. And so we came up with the idea, because my 40-inch Pataguchis on the 4Runner right now on Kermit are pretty well worn down. I'm due for some new tires. So what we're going to do, once I get a new set of tires, we're going to take my 40-inch Pataguchis, stab holes in all the sidewalls, patch them with glue tread kits down in the Loon Lake spillway, and then go drive the Rubicon Trail.
Nice.
Yeah, and we're going to try and do like all the difficult stuff.
Okay.
So
then I should put that spring back in mine.
Right? You can go let's go do the trail in that spring. And so I kind of told Glue Tread, because I was like, hey guys, can we get some help with some of the stupid comments on these videos? And so they logged in and started, commenting on the TikTok and Instagram videos. And they're like, hey, man, thanks so much for doing these. It's really cool to get some education out there about them. And I was like, awesome. And he goes, let us know if you need anything, if you guys have any plans in the future, need something. So I told him, I was like, hey, we are planning on I'm going to stab my sidewalls and go run the trail. And he called me.
Oh, really?
The owner of Glue Tread. And he goes, hey, that sounds like a great idea. Can I come?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So he lives in Montana and hasn't been out and done the Rubicon Trail before. And so he's like, yeah, I really want to be a part of this. I want to come out and be with you guys on the trail while you're doing this. And I was like, well, we were kind of planning on it just being like an in and out one day thing just to get some video footage, go do Soup Bowl. Because Soup Bowl is like, out of everything, that's the one Soup Bowl and Old Sluice are going to wear on the sidewalls of your tire the most.
Sure.
And so I was like, we're going to go do Soup Bowl. That was kind of the plan. Just go up to Soup Bowl, maybe go out, maybe out to Buck and then back, or out to Spider Lake, do Little Sluice and back. I don't know. And so he goes, well, here's my idea. Would you be opposed to making it a production video and like do a production quality video, 10 to 15 minutes or something? And I was like, no, not at all. And he goes, okay, I have a friend who does production videography.
Okay. So
we can bring him out and me out, and we'll do a production quality video. And I was like, okay, if we want to do that and we're going to be spending more time on it, we need to put like 2 to 3 days on the trail then. So now it's kind of now turned into a big 2 to 3 day trip, weekday, midweek, with Glue Tread and his buddy. But they don't have vehicles. So now I need to find some people that have vehicles that can take some days off on the weekdays to go through and do this trip with them. So
cool.
We'll talk with you a little bit more off air about this once we get dates.
I was waiting for that.
Yeah, but so that's one of the fun things that'll be coming out of this summer here. The Highlanders Poker Run is coming up, which is a really fun trip that they do through the Wentworth Springs out Loon Lake.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody goes that way, but sure.
Right. Yeah, Jimmy's like, I'll go into the Intertide and then come back out Loon.
Yep.
So we got that trip coming up. That'll be a lot of fun. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'll be hanging out up there the whole time. And then a bunch of other trips coming up this month. So,
oh, yeah.
That's going on. Sunday, I went out and checked out Fordyce.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Where'd you go?
I just went up Rattlesnake Road.
Oh.
So now that Rattlesnake Road is back and open again. So that's a big thing I've been wanting to announce and haven't. I just keep forgetting to announce it on the podcast here. PG&E was doing a lot of work on the Fordyce Lake Dam.
Yes.
And so in order to do that, they were using Rattlesnake Road to get back to Fordyce Lake, which is kind of like the way you get back to Committee Crossing without going on the trail.
Yeah, exactly.
And you also get up the easy side of Signal Peak by going up that way. They're up Rattlesnake Road. So they were not happy with the contractors that they had contracted to do the dam work, and they fired them. And so now they're working on finding new contractors, which means Rattlesnake Road is open this year. So that's kind of cool.
That's really good news.
Yeah,
for anybody that likes doing day trips into Fordyce, because now you can go in the Eagle Lakes and come out Committee and out Rattlesnake Road and call it a day instead of having to either camp out on the trail or try to make it all the way through that trail all the way up to Meadow in one day. Yeah, or doing there and backs. So it's really cool to have now some air quotes middle of the trail out point. An easy out in a way. Yep. So it's cool to have that trail back open. Yep. I do know that it's not going to be forever.
Nope.
Once they find another contractor, probably, before or around winter time, it's going to close back up again is what the talk is. But
that'd be my guess. Yeah. So, Rattlesnake Road is open right now. So I took the F-150 out and drove up Rattlesnake Road, and I took Randy Burleson with me. Okay. So Randy was the rock award winner for Rubicon Trail Foundation this year, and I guess the last 3 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what were you doing out there?
We're looking at different repeater sites for the Sierra Trek repeater.
Got it.
So last year we put it about, halfway down Committee Crossing down in that area. And it was just barely got to Winch Hills 2 and 3. Winch Hill 1 actually came in fairly decently, but Winch Hills 2 and 3, they're just down in a hole. And so I wanted to get the repeater further up the canyon wall this year. And I was like, well, let's go out. We can go on a hike and you can show me where his old repeater site was, and see if it's, a short enough hike that's easy access. If anything happens to the repeater, we have to go in and check on it. And so we went out and went up to his repeater site and went hiking for a little bit. And it was just an afternoon trip, and it rained on us the entire time.
Oh, bummer. Yeah, Sunday was a weird day.
It was a weird day, yeah.
I saw Harry Wagner posted a video post about the Rubicon and how it just got drenched over the weekend. So.
Yeah. So that was fun. It was the first trip for me up into the Sierras post snow.
Got it.
And so it just, the whole time I was up there, I was like, man, I just absolutely love the Sierras. Like Moab is cool. You get some cool views.
It's different.
It's different. Right? It's nice to visit, but I would never, ever want to live in the Moab area.
Oh, no.
So
not at all. Everything's
just dead. Like I want to see green. Desert. I know exactly. I'm like, I don't know. Some people love deserts and I don't get it. It's one of those things.
I like granite and pines and oaks.
Exactly. So yeah, it was just like, man, I can't wait for the summer now. After going on that hike Sunday, I was like, I just need to get back up in the Sierras for some summer Sierra time. So yeah, that was pretty much my weekend.
Okay.
So I finished up Kermit, got him operating, and then went on an afternoon hike up near Fordyce. And that's about it.
Sweet. I want to hear about your trip to Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. I did do that since the last time we recorded. Okay, so Tennessee. That was a fun trip. Tennessee. Not just Tennessee. It was like Northeast Tennessee, which there's like nothing out there. Out near Johnson City, Tennessee. So I went to Bristol.
Oh, and, nice. Okay. So it's a racetrack there, right?
There is a Bristol Speedway out there. Yep. And so I went out to Bristol, and what we were doing was there's a TV show that's filmed out there called Motorhead Garage. And so they air... they do a lot of cars and building vehicles and vehicle engines more. Oh. So like performance vehicle cars.
Got it. Okay.
And so they do a lot more street stuff rather than the off-road stuff, but they are on Motortrend. So they're on Motortrend and the Revin network, which is REV''N.
Got it. Yeah.
So they're on Revin Canada, Revin USA, and Motortrend. And so they actually got in contact with me and was like, hey, we saw MORRFlate out as a vehicular recreational product. And we actually are doing a couple episodes coming up here about off-roading. And we want to know if you'd be interested in having a product spotlight or coming on the show and do some kind of advertising gig, right? Yeah. On the show for MORRFlate. And I was like, absolutely, let's do it.
Nice.
And
that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was really neat what they did. So I got to go out there and essentially go through the benefits of using a MORRFlate, kind of the genesis, why I decided to bring this product to market. How quickly they sourced a Gladiator on 38s.
Wow.
So it was nice to be able to sit there and air down the Gladiator and then air it back up with a 10.6 compressor. And they were all blown away by it. They were like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, we don't have to sit here and hold our keys in our valve stem anymore. And I was like, please don't tell me you're doing that.
Yeah. I mean, at least pull the valve stem.
Right. So it was just really neat. And then kind of talking about the benefits to pavement vehicle recreation as well. And so pretty much anytime you're trying to change traction, like that's the whole point of vehicular recreation usually is it's a game of traction.
Sure.
And so whether you're trying to lose traction or gain traction, and so like drift cars, they want to lose traction so you can air up their tires past the point of what a normal typical quote unquote air up would be at, tire inflation would be at.
Yeah.
And that helps you lose traction better. Drag cars, they want high PSI in the front, very low PSI in the rear, or wherever your drive axle is, right? And so, drag cars run 4 PSI in the rear and like 20 to 30 on the front.
They run beadlocks?
Not typically.
Interesting.
I don't think they run beadlocks, but they have to run something to keep the tire from spinning.
Yeah, because you see those pictures of it like just bending and morphing and
just folding.
It has
the tires
traction, but the wheel is starting to spin. You'd think that the wheel would spin in the rubber.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what drag cars use actually, but
maybe they just have so much rubber that it not a lot of tension in there.
Yeah, maybe. But they run high pressure on the front because they want the front end to float as they're going down the drag strip, right? And they want the rear end as much traction as possible. Exactly. So, MORRFlate is great for that scenario because you can just air up or down your tires to whatever you want. Once all four are at, one of the desired PSIs, you just unhook them and then continue on the next ones.
Right.
So everything is equalized. You know exactly what pressures are in each tire, and it's easy to do.
Yeah, I actually talked about MORRFlate on the Hard Parking podcast for a stint.
Nice.
And because there's, I was talking about my buddy Blake and how we were talking to him about autocross and how the MORRFlate might be a good application for that because it equalizes all your tires also. And since they're sort of into that kind of scenario, they're like, oh, that's really cool also. So I was telling them about your product as well of, how the equalization factor of it, which is also another benefit of MORRFlate, right?
So it was really cool being there with them. They ended up needing some help reaching an actual like network commercial quota because what I was doing was a product spotlight, which is essentially an advertisement within their show.
Okay.
And so it was supposed to be like a 2 to 3 minute product spotlight where they sit there and we talk and show off MORRFlate, right?
Yeah.
But they needed help with a network commercial quota.
Wow. Okay.
So apparently Motortrend has each show is responsible for getting so many network commercials as well. And so
did MORRFlate step up to the plate?
Yep. Ooh. So they gave me a pretty good deal on that, and they increased this product spotlight to a 5-minute video, but they are going to make, produce, and edit a full Motortrend network commercial for MORRFlate.
Sweet.
That I can then, give to Motortrend in the future, a network approved commercial. And it's going to play 5-6 times on Motortrend or whatever it is, but it'll be an actual, in between shows commercial on Motortrend now.
That's
so
awesome.
MORRFlate will be showing up there too. So it was pretty cool. It was a really neat
I can
trip.
just see MORRFlate in front of a dirt every day.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Or four-wheeler.
Yes.
Yeah. With Ian. So yeah, it's pretty cool what's going on with MORRFlate right now, at least the growth and the attention that MORRFlate is getting, because most of it is all very grassroots marketing and advertising. Like this is the first big advertising thing MORRFlate has done. So we'll see how it goes, but I think it's going to be a really neat.
Yeah. I'm excited to hear the outcome.
Yeah.
Right. I'm like, I heard about this a little bit beforehand, obviously, but I'm excited to hear if was it worth it?
Yeah.
That's the big question,
right? That is the big question.
Like, I know you spent some money to be able to get on there, right? It's not like, hey, we want to have you on and we, it's all free and we'll pay for you to come out.
No,
we'd love to have your product. That's not how it works.
No, it's not.
So you did have to spend some money to have this opportunity. And the question really is, are you getting a good ROI, return it on your, your expense, ROE?
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, that's, I want to follow up later and find out if you've seen a growth. Did you give them a discount code? How might you be able to track growth?
It's gonna be just kind of growth, and hopefully either we'll hear it from the customer service side of people getting in touch with us and saying, hey, I saw you on Motorhead Garage,
on Motortrend or whatever.
Motortrend, whatever. I have some questions about the product kind of thing. So there's different ways you can gauge ROI and ROE. So we'll just see kind of how those avenues play out in the future.
Cool.
But Bristol, Tennessee, interesting town.
Oh, really?
It's like deep in the Bible Belt, right? And so they're very traditional.
Yes.
And they don't want to grow the town. It doesn't seem like they want new stuff in the town, really. And the talk of the town right now, everybody I talked to in Bristol, Tennessee was like, oh yeah, we're getting a new casino.
Really?
So they're getting a Hard Rock casino.
Oh.
But Bristol, Tennessee is, it's like part in Tennessee and part in Virginia.
Oh, interesting.
And so Tennessee and Bristol, Tennessee Bristol, Tennessee, that side of it, said, we don't want the casino.
Okay.
But Virginia, Bristol, said, hell yeah, we'll take a casino.
Yeah.
So the casino is getting built on the Virginia side of Bristol. And the Tennessee governing side of Bristol is not happy about it.
No.
So
drama.
It's like, right. So that's the big drama in Bristol right now. But it was interesting. They don't have any regulations in Tennessee on taxi companies, really. So if a taxi company wants to start up and be a taxi company, you just have to apply for a business license, but there's no regulation on what vehicle they use for their taxi services.
Okay. So that any vehicle out there is more or less a taxi?
Any vehicle out there is a taxi. If it can run and it has a motor or some kind of way to get from point A to point B, it could be in a taxi service.
Wow.
So
So did you pass? You're like, no, I don't want to get in that one.
I almost thought about it, but I didn't want to be like a dick about it. And I didn't want to be like some snooty, faluty Californian asshole kind of thing. So
What did you get?
I called because the other thing about Bristol, Tennessee is that it's so small that it's very difficult to get Lyfts and Ubers as well. They all go down to Johnson City and they won't come up to Bristol for rides.
Oh, okay.
And so you have to call the local taxi companies. I called a guy and I had a card. My hotel had the card, right? And I called him. I'm like, and he answers. First thing he just answers, he goes, hello? I'm like, hey, is this so-and-so taxi service? He goes, yeah, what do you want? I was like, I need a ride across the freeway to go get dinner. And he goes, okay, where are you located? I was like, I'm over here at this hotel. And he goes, what part of town is that in? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not from here.
I'm not from here. He goes, well, where are you trying to go? And I was like, just across the highway there. There's a bunch of restaurants I can see according to Google Maps right across the highway. I just can't walk across the highway. It's like half a mile as the crow flies, but I couldn't get there because I couldn't walk across the highway, right? And he goes, all right, I'll come and see if I can find you. I'm like, all right. And he goes, look for a white Cadillac. I'm like, okay, cool. And so he pulls up, and I guess he pulled up, and I'm sitting in there waiting. He calls me. He goes, hey. I'm like, hello? He goes, yeah, I'm here. And I was like, who is this, the taxi service? He goes, yeah. I was like, okay. And I was like, I'm looking out the door. I'm like, I don't see a white Cadillac anywhere. Where are you? And he goes, oh, sorry, I'm in the F-150 right in front of you. And I was like, oh, okay. It was like an early 2000s F-150. Had all of his personal stuff. It's like his daily driver, right?
Oh, yeah.
He had a bunch of personal stuff in it. It reeked of smoke, cigarette smoke. And I'm pretty sure it didn't have a catalytic converter. It was very loud.
That's awesome.
Oh my God. And I just get in it and I'm like, okay, this is welcome to Bristol, Tennessee, huh? So he took me over to the restaurant, dropped me off, and then he was like, hey, when are you done? Do you need a ride back? I was like, probably. And so I called him, and he brought the Cadillac to pick me up to bring back. It's like an early 2000s Cadillac, and every panel on it is dented. The rear bumper isn't the factory bumper anymore. And
oh, man.
It reeked of smoke as well. And I was just like, all right, maybe this is just Bristol, Tennessee. I don't know.
You're like, I wanted the race car.
Right?
Can you bring me the race car?
Right? Go pick me up from one of the cars from the Speedway. So it was interesting. Very, very different. Just different vibe from California and what I'm used to in California.
Oh, sure.
So, and the other thing that it blows me, and I comment about it every time I leave California, go on a trip outside of California, but it's just a very stark contrast to the population density of California versus everywhere else in the country.
For the most part.
Yeah.
I mean,
Except
Chicago,
for like
New York,
Chicago,
Miami, or, and probably someplace in Texas, or, your Dallas, Fort Worth area.
Maybe,
there's big cities, but there's also very desolate places in California.
I mean, there are, but
nobody wants to live there.
Yeah, nobody wants to be there. Those are all the state of Jefferson people that I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, let them go off, be their own state, and then figure out how long it takes them to come back crying.
Yeah.
So anyways, I don't know. It was just an interesting, it's just a massive contrast to what we're used to in California. And property value prices, I was talking to somebody about property value prices. Like the average 2.5 acre property out there and around Bristol, Tennessee is about $100,000 to $150,000 right now.
Wow.
Like that same property here in California is like minimum $500,000
If not
minimum.
more.
Yeah. And that's like if it doesn't have a house on it.
2.5 acres.
Yeah, 2.5 acres.
I bet you that's a mill
I'd probably
out here in Sacramento area.
Oh, in Sacramento, yeah, it'd be 1.5 mil right around there. But like
Bay Area, maybe
Bay Area, 5 mil,
10.
yeah, 5 to 10. So, yeah, I'm just like, oh my god, the contrasting,
The people
the
behind
socioeconomics.
Yeah, the
out there.
people that live behind my parents' house bought 1 acre and a decent, more modern house, and they got it for like 9. And this was, I don't know, 5 years ago. They got it for just under $1 million, like 9 something. Right.
Okay.
They moved from their lot and a Bay Area house and like somewhere in the Bay Area that they sold it for over $1 million, and were stoked to move out here and get more land and a larger house for a cheaper price and still have money in their pocket.
Yeah.
Right. It's just, it's so crazy how, well, population density really influences that, but it's crazy how different the prices on things are.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. And it's just, I was talking with them about it. I was like, yeah, as you get further and further into the Bay Area or further and further into LA, that's really the I don't want to say the dark side of California. But when everybody complains, you hear a lot of people complain about California. They're really complaining about the Bay Area and LA.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, and that's the thing, everybody thinks California is LA.
Yeah. That's
like
true.
they don't realize that like all Northern California is a completely different place. It's even the Bay Area, I think I've said it before where I had a friend from England come over and they flew to the Bay Area and they were touring the Bay Area, doing tourist stuff. And they're like, we want to go to Yosemite.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's like a 4-hour drive.
4 to 5. Yeah. Something like that.
And I did the math from where they lived in Europe. And I said, it's like from your house to like, Paris, France.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? But it's so close on the map. I'm like, yeah, our country's fucking huge. California is big.
Yeah.
California is like 3 times the size of Britain.
Yeah. California is like 8-9 states on the East Coast.
It really is. You can go 5 states an hour over there on the East Coast.
Right.
You can. I've done it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there are 2 completely different worlds in California, which if for anybody that's never been, or, if you think of California and you only see like movies of LA or movies of San Francisco, there's parts of California that are drastically different.
Yeah. I would argue if you're coming to visit California, don't go to LA or San Francisco.
Yeah.
Like go out to the more cool places of California, not cool like temperature wise, like more fun, more interesting places.
Yeah. Like what?
So, the Nevada City, Grass Valley area, the mining
what's there
area.
to see?
Mining, learning about all the mining history. Nevada City has one of the best downtown shopping centers in California, in my opinion.
Yeah, it really does, especially on Christmas.
Around Christmas time.
Oh, that's so rad.
Old Town Placerville.
Yeah,
is
that's
another really, really cool spot in
downtown
California.
Auburn. It's really
downtown Auburn's really neat. Going out to Coloma Lotus Park.
Yeah,
right there next to Sutter's Mill,
where gold was discovered.
Lots of really cool stuff up there.
Marshall or whatever.
Getting out into El Dorado County's the wilderness areas, so the Rubicon area. Go and checking out the Pacific Crest Trail.
Yeah,
like there's so many really rad stuff in California to do.
Yeah, I would go to the Sequoia National Park and go see some of the largest tree in the world. Yeah, there's a lot of nature things to do in California, which is really neat. And there are a lot of cities to go to. I mean, San Francisco is cool. I mean, it's fun to visit. And
I disagree.
I love leaving.
Yeah.
Right?
I disagree. I don't even want to go visit San Francisco for anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a unique place. I mean, you don't see many cities built on hillsides like that. The Golden Gate Bridge is cool. Alcatraz is cool. China, downtown Chinatown. Thank you.
Yep.
Chinatown is fun to walk around, especially during, their celebrations, but I don't want to live there.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, that was my trip to Tennessee. Came back. Getting back was kind of fun. I felt like I was on The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
Because while I was in the studio filming, my airline canceled my flights.
Okay.
Because I was supposed to go from Bristol to Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
To Phoenix, Arizona to Sacramento.
Oh gosh, that sounds horrible.
And the flight from Charlotte to Phoenix was canceled due to labor issues, essentially. Airlines don't have enough people to work right now, so they're just canceling hundreds of flights. So, and when they canceled that flight, they canceled my entire itinerary to get back. So I lost my flight to get out of Bristol, Tennessee to a major airport. Because like Bristol, Tennessee is like 10 flights come in and out per day there.
Oh yeah.
Like that's tiny. It. It's tiny.
Were you on a prop plane?
Pretty much. I mean, it might as well have been to get, I went from Dallas, Fort Worth to Bristol to get there. And it was a tiny ass airplane.
Yeah.
Going from Bristol to Charlotte, North Carolina was an even smaller airplane. Like that should have just been a prop plane. It was like a 45-minute flight or something. So
got it.
But like, I was like, I need to get out of this airport so I can get to a bigger airport. So I have more options. And they're like, sorry, we canceled your flight. And I was like, why would you cancel my flight out of here? Like, that's not the flight that got canceled in the first place.
Put me back on that flight.
Yeah. So I was like, put me back on. They're like, oh, sorry, we already sold the ticket to get back on the flight. And I was like, that's bullshit. You guys need to figure this shit out right now.
Yeah.
Or you're paying for all my meals, a rental car, and everything to stay here one more night.
Yeah, I need first refusal.
Yes. And so they were like, well, it looks like there's one seat left that's reserved for the airport for emergency uses. So I have to put in a request with the airport to see if we can give you that seat. And I was like, that'd be great. Please do. He goes, okay. And so while he was waiting for that request, I'm like, okay, so now how am I going to get from Charlotte back to Sacramento? What are my options here? And he goes, oh, there's a direct flight from Charlotte to Sacramento later in the evening. And I was like, okay, why didn't in my head I'm thinking, why didn't I go for that one to begin with? But
or why did the airline not go, well, that one got canceled, why don't we just put him on this one?
Right. And so I was like, okay, well, let's sign up for that one. And he goes, okay, cool. So he got me on that flight, no problem. And the kicker, he goes, oh, there's only one seat left on that flight from Charlotte to Sacramento. I was like, oh, what is it? And he goes, it's an exit row aisle. And I was like, I will take it.
Yes.
5 hours on an airplane and an exit row? Sign me up.
Yes. The only bummer with that is you don't have anywhere to store your bag.
I still had it was under the seat in front of me.
Oh, they let you do that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, normally they don't.
Yeah. I got stored under the seat in front of me. So I was like, cool. But I was like, cool, sign me up for that. And I was like, okay, so what's the deal with the flight out of here to Charlotte? And he goes, they haven't got back to me yet. And I was like, okay, my flight in Charlotte doesn't leave for 6 hours. It'll take me 3 hours to drive there if I leave now. Like, do I need to set up looking for a rental car to move and go over there? And are you guys going to pay me for that rental car? He goes, yeah, we can probably get you a voucher for a rental car if you're just going to go straight from Bristol to Charlotte and drop the car off in Charlotte. And I was like, okay, cool. Let's start setting that up. Don't confirm it or anything, but like, let's get it in the pipeline and ready. So once we hear from, the airport, whether or not I can have the ticket. So I felt like I was on The Amazing Race for a while there. I was like, all right, I need to get going. How do we figure out how to get from here to here?
Sure. So what ended up being the solution?
The airport gave me the ticket.
Oh, cool.
So I was able to get on my original flight from Bristol to Charlotte. And then I had the one-way or the direct flight from Charlotte to Sacramento.
Did you mean mug the dude that was sitting in 5C?
In 5C?
Or whatever your seat was?
I don't even remember what my other seat was. I don't know.
You're like, you stole my ticket.
Yeah. Because I think on originally going from Bristol to Charlotte, it's one of those planes that's 3 seats, right? So one on one side, and then the aisle, and then 2. And I think my original flight, I had an aisle on the 2 side. Oh, this is what happened. No, it was great. I was originally I got in one of those seats going from Bristol over to Charlotte. And there was a single seat in an exit row open still that I guess the person didn't show up or whatever. And so I was sitting in my seat and there was a family kind of right there. And the mom was sitting in the aisle seat with a baby in her lap. And the stewardess goes, sorry, you have to have the baby in your lap on a side where there's enough masks that come down for them. And so they were like, for some reason, they couldn't do that. put the baby on my side. And so I just kind of looked up and I was like, I'm okay to like give her my seat in order so the baby can have a face mask, and I'll take the single side over there. And the stewardess looks around. She goes, tell you what, if you're willing to give up your seat right here, there's an exit row, single seat back here a little ways that you can have. I was like, sweet, sign me up. I'm 6'4". I don't fit well in these normal baby seats. So I got an exit row there and an exit row all the way back. So
sweet. That works out well.
And it all ended up working out fantastic, but I was like, man,
you're stressed a little bit.
Yeah, I was getting a little stressed getting out of there.
Well, it sounds like an excellent opportunity all in all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fun opportunity, neat little town. It's growing very rapidly right now. So if anybody's looking in real estate development, Bristol, Tennessee is a fantastic investment opportunity right now.
Nice.
So, yeah, fun trip. Hopefully it all pays out. Hopefully we'll see MORRFlate on Motortrend here before too long. And I'm excited to see kind of what comes of it all.
Sweet. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if people want to get a hold of you and ask you questions in regards to MORRFlate, how can they do that?
They can do that at 4x4 Toyota Tyler on Instagram. There's Tyler at morrflate.com email. There's also Tyler at snailtrail4x4.com email. And you can also text or call the MORRFlate line, which is 916-696-7738.
Cool.
So,
yeah, and if people want to get a hold of us, you can email us, Jimmy or Tyler at snailtrail4x4. You can phone us, 916-345-4744. Tyler said his Instagram handle, but he didn't say the MORRFlate Instagram handle, which is MORRFlate.
Well, that's the I have a social media team for that one.
Yeah, you do. Is it just MORRFlate?
Yep, just MORRFlate.
MORRFlate. And I'm over at snailtrail4x4.
Nice. Very cool, man. Do you have any final words for everybody out there?
Let's go get tacos.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling. Yo, tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
I got one for you.
I'm ready.
What do you call an overweight person that can tell your future?
I don't know.
A 4-chin teller.
Gotcha.